We call them Satanists because we believe what is normal is poverty. Now this guy is moving out of poverty. What is wrong with him? I think this one is a Satanist. Africa must think. The big question is, why should a continent so rich be so poor? Why? You see, we cannot keep giving excuses of colonization for our poverty. It can't just hold anymore. It can't. It no longer makes sense. We can't give that as an excuse for our poverty. In fact, I was sharing that all excuses expire. All of them. You can't be 40 years old and keep saying I'm an orphan. That excuse would have expired. You see, you can't be 60 years old and keep saying I was born in a poor family. That excuse would have expired. So the excuse of colonization is long gone. We can't hold on to it. Why should we remain poor? That is the big question that I have this afternoon. Why? This hurts me so much. Why? You see, we need a revolution. A revolution is drastic change. A revolution is a riot. When people revolt, they riot against the government. They riot, like take for instance, riot against how things are done. At a certain time, there was an industrial revolution. What that meant was people saw that using labor to manufacture things was not the right way to go. Then they decided we need machinery. They revolted against using labor. Then we had this industrial revolution. We had a lot of inventions and everything else. That was a revolution that was there. But as Africa, we need a revolution against poverty. We need a riot against poverty. Now, here is the challenge. We claim to hate poverty, but we love poverty. We claim to detest poverty, yet we cherish poverty without realizing it. That is the challenge that we have. We think we don't like poverty when we celebrate poverty. Let me just give a simple question. In your family or just around society, when one is doing better than others, how do we call those? Okay, great, some of us, but you will answer it without me telling you. If someone is poor, then he moves from poverty, becomes rich. How do you term them? You know it. We call them Satanists because we believe what is normal is poverty. Now this guy is moving out of poverty. What is wrong with him? I think this one is a Satanist. And it happens all through different levels. Take for instance, I grew up in the village. In the village, we were poor. But there was one man who had a Toyota Hilux, old model. It had no starter. In the evening, they would park it on a hill so that it makes it a bit easier to push. It was that bad. But because this man was slightly better than some of us who are moving with oxen, what we call coach cars. Because he was slightly better, he had a wreck. We called him what? A Satanist. But the fellow is poor really, but because he's slightly better than us, he is what? A Satanist. And had an opportunity of living in the compounds. Our DC, welcome. In the compounds, there was a certain man who had a shop and he would go to buy things from Tanzania. Simple shop. He was not driving, but in that environment, he seemed to be doing better. And guess what was called? A Satanist. And to make it worse for him, his son was a drunkard and unruly. It was, no. He got the brains of the son and put in the business. This is how bad things are. This is how bad things. And you might laugh about that level, even at our level, as the elite ones. There are people at national level that we call what? Satanists. Now let me even remind you, top 100 richest Africans, there is no Zambian there. So the people that we call Satanists are actually poor at that level. It's only that we are too poor that we see them as what? Satanists. This is the challenge that we have. It is a mindset challenge. To us, poverty is normal. And I believe, strongly believe, that religion has played a part in this.
DLN Entrepreneurship Institute, redefining the future.